Party games are a genre of games that are made to be played with a group of friends in a non-competitive manner. Some of these may be slightly more competitive than others, though they typically tend to stray away from the competitive side of games. There are two main types of party games, and these are general multiplayer party games and the digitalized versions of board or card games. I will discuss the digitalized versions of board or card games first, before then turning to the general type of party games. Digitalized board or card games are a type of party game in which a card or board game is played digitally. These may be real card or board games, like in the cases of games like Monopoly or Uno, or they may be fictional card or board games in the case of games like Witcher 3's Gwent minigame that later got turned into its own game, or the Mario Party franchise. These will obey the rules of said game, with the board game ones typically following typical board game rules of moving a certain amount of spaces when rolling a dice. The example being shown is Monopoly, a hugely successful board game that got turned into a video game. In the digital version of Monopoly, you get to choose from several rule sets and different board types. One of the ones exclusive to this version is the living board, in which the world changes with what you do. Another example of a digital board game or card game is Uno. Uno is a card game that is played in real life with a deck of cards that consist of different colours with the numbers 1 through 0. These colours also have a reverse card, a +2 card, and there are some cards that are not attached to any number, such as +4s and wild cards. The digital version of Uno, just like the digital version of Monopoly, had several rule sets that can be selected from with toggleable rules. Next, I will move on to general party co-op games. Typical party games is a blanket term for party games where the player is playing with other people and it is in a non-competitive manner. These will typically have features such as a closed or open lobby mechanic. The game currently being shown is the game Gang Beasts. Gang Beasts requires every player to have a copy of the game. It is a game where everybody plays as a blobby person. These blobby people then have to hit, kick and headbutt each other in the hopes of knocking the opponents out and dropping them away from you. Warning, the two games following the point will have explicit content in the form of jokes. If you do not want to see this content, you are free to skip to the timestamp shown on screen now. However, without any further ado, I will continue. The Jackbox Party Pack franchise allows the players to play a series of mini-games without all having to be at the same device. These mini-games range from games where a player will have to draw something based on a prompt and everyone will have to guess what it is, and if they can fool people with their fake answer, then they get a point. Or may range to ones where players have to write a joke based off a setup that they're given. Another game that was based around the Jackbox Party Pack's release was the game Quiplash. Included in the original Jackbox Party Pack, Quiplash is a game in which the players are given a prompt to write from, and they have to write what they deem as the funniest thing. Now, there are two very similar ways of playing this, which are to play to your own humour and what you find funny, or to play to the other people in the lobby as humour. This allows people to possibly get very offensive or explicit with their jokes, or keep it very family friendly depending on who they're playing with. That is both major types of party games. If you wish to watch more videos like this, in the description there's a playlist with all the game genres I've covered, and I hope to see you in another video, and goodbye. Have a good one.